everyone. Happy 5th. Happy Independence Day month. I'm Kathy Zerler, here with Deborah Basham, our host, in beautiful Southwest Michigan, ready to do some gentle restorative yoga with you. So please begin to settle. I'm going to have you go into rest pose, and I will too. Here are the options. Corpse pose is flat out on your back. If this is good for you, let yourself melt. If this is not right for you, as if you're feeling anything in the low back, bend the knees and let your knees fall together as you widen your feet. So you make a little tent with your feet above your knees. And that will take the pressure off the low back. So pick the pose that's right for you. And there are others. Reclining cobbler is one. As you begin to rest, also begin to deepen your breath. Inhaling, exhaling, filling up your body with healing oxygen. Extend your feet now and point the toes. Bring both arms up overhead behind you on the mat and extend to the fingers and the toes. Soften. Bring the arms back next to your sides. Bend one knee and bring that leg up close to your body. Pull the knee in with both hands behind that knee and begin to massage. Slowly, gently, mindfully, giving the right or the left side of your torso, whichever side you're on, a nice, gentle, encouraging massage. This particular pose, or in yoga asana, is excellent for any digestive tract issues. And it's soothing to the abdominal floor, to the belly. So it's a nice thing we can do for ourselves. Lift that leg up in the air, soften the knee, but straighten the leg as much as it feels comfortable. And then place both hands right below your navel as you engage those muscles and point the foot. Very slowly begin to lower the leg, heading almost to the floor, as slowly as you can go. Feel the work happening in your core. And as you get almost to the floor, flex your foot and bring it up just as slowly. Breathing as you move. Flexing up and pointing down, engaging the belly, moving at your own pace, breathing, noticing. The next time the leg comes near the floor, release the legs and let your arms rest as well. Melt into the mat. Soften and take a long, slow breath. Bend the other leg Place both hands behind that knee as you begin to massage the other side of your torso with your very own leg. Gently feeling the massage, feeling the gentle pressure. All of the systems and the organs in the low core enjoy this and need it. You're sending a signal to your body. I'm taking care of you. Bring that leg up. Extend the leg as much as possible. The knee is soft. Point the foot, hands down on the TVA muscles that run across your torso, right below the navel. Point and slowly lower. You're moving in slow motion. And when you come almost to the mat, point the foot and bring it back up. Nice and slow. Slower is better. You are breathing. You are noticing. You are feeling better with every breath. And you will continue that for the time we have together today. Breathing, moving gently, restoring our bodies to better health. The next time we come close to the mat, release your leg and arms next to your sides. Melt into the mat, completely relaxed. Bend both knees now. Bring those knees up, one hand behind each knee, and roll on your back. So my request for you to place your hands behind the knee helps to prevent overflexion on the knee joint. All of the moving parts of our bodies are, of course, more complicated. And when things are more complicated, there's more things that can, in the body's case, get injured. In the case of something mechanical, go wrong. And so just be aware of that. Use enough, but not too much of anything in your body. And also in your purchases. Bring the knees in close. Lift the legs up in the air. Straighten the knees, but not locked. We do not lock our joints. Once again, hands on the TVA muscles as you look up and squeeze those belly muscles and point your feet. Breathe into this flex. Notice the tops of your legs. Soften, gently flex. Notice the backs of your legs. Squeeze the belly. Hold the flex. Soften. Press the sides of your big toes together. Squeeze the inner thighs. Soften. Press the sides of your heels together. Squeeze your glutes. Release. Place the feet back on the mat. Roll onto one side using your elbow and the other hand to press yourself up slowly to a seated position. This stays the low back. On the mat now, pull that fleshy part back. Legs are extended in front of you. Point the feet. Make your spine taller. Feel the length in the vertebrae. Soften the legs and begin to roll your shoulders. Bringing them up toward the ears, back toward the back. So your scapula comes together. You are engaging the shoulder blades. So up and back, and then soften in and draw a circle with your nose in front of your face, nice and slow. Rotating the head and the neck, first in one direction, going always only up to your edge of motion, up to your range of motion. Notice where that limit is. Come back to center and begin to rotate the other way. Same thing on both sides. And so we always notice our edge, our limit, how far we can go without going into injury. And when we move mindfully, we are safer. It enables us to stop before we go too far, too fast. Coming back to center. Turn your head in one direction, going up to your range of motion. Tall spine. Come back to center. Turn your head the other way. Hold it there. Continuing to breathe as we hold. Breathe back to center. Other direction. Hold it there. Breathe back to center. One more time, the other way. Breathe back to center. Scoot back a little bit on your mat. Open up your legs in a big V. Get on your seat. So I like to do this and just get on the sit bones. And then feel the length and the flex in the inner thighs. And just hold it here a moment. Go up to your edge, no farther, and hold it here. You're looking good out there. Remember Miss Frances? She'd hold up a mirror, and then she would say, I see Deborah. I see Greta. I see Pat. Oh, and there's Kelly. And it was riveting to watch that because you always waited for Miss Frances to see you. So I'm imagining I see each one of you. Point your feet now and pronate. So turn the feet out. Feel the length, the flex, in a little bit different way. We're still in the same position, but we've engaged different muscles. So it's subtle. The difference is subtle, but we're using a little bit more in a little bit different way. Soften, flex your feet, press through the heels, sit up tall, and then loosen a little and supinate. Turn those feet together. Feel it on the outer legs, especially the IT band up in the hip area and down to the knees. Hold it here and breathe. Release that and bring the legs together. Roll onto your hands and knees to the table. Arms are straight down from the shoulders, knees straight down from the hips. Begin the cat table cow. So tuck the chin, arch your belly into the cat stretch, like a fraidy cat. Breathe back to the table. Loosen the belly and sway into the cow stretch. Back is arched toward the mat. Breathe back to the table. When we move, we soften. Arch up into the cat stretch. Use your belly. Hold it here. Breathe back to the table. Go into the cat. Again, up to your edge and hold it. Coming back to the table now, Let's flow in the same movements. So flowing to the cat, flowing to the table, breathing and flowing into the cow. Continue at your own pace. And coming back to table, widen your hands and your feet to the edges of the width of your mat, curl under the toes, press up to downward dog. Find your edge. Push back with the hips. Allow your head to hang. Do not try to hold up the weight of your head whenever you don't have to. Imagine etheric hands pressing your hips back. An angel within is assisting you. Shake your head gently, yes. And then walk your feet toward your hands. Bring in your hands. Forward bend. Hang here for just a moment. And then begin to roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. One beautiful bone at a time. Head comes up. Notice your blood flowing to your heart as your shoulders roll back. Sweep up your arms. Lift up right out of the shoulders. Look up and arch your back. Lean back a little bit. Bring up your head. Release the arms. And let's just sway from side to side and smile and let ourselves relax. We're still basically in the mountain. Legs are straight down from the hips. Shoulders are back, but you're loose and you're swaying. When we do the tension and then a release or a rest, we promote healing in our bodies. Kind of the same thing with studying, using our brains. We study, we take a break. We work, we take a break. I'm going to turn to the side for some forward bends now. So you can see as we bring our elbows in closer to the waist. Bend the knees and sit way back. It's important that the feet, the knees are above the feet. And then fold in half and hang out. Shake your head, yes. Pulling in the belly and tucking the chin, slowly roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. As your head comes up, notice the blood flowing from your brain to your heart as you roll back your shoulders, come into the mountain and sweep up. Extended mountain, lift it up, look up, arch. If you're feeling stable, lean back. Only ever do what feels right for you. Keep your mind's eye on what you are doing. Bring up your head. Release the arms. Forward bend, elbows in. Sit way back. Bend the knees, fold in half. Hang out. Shake your head, yes. Slowly roll up. Chin is tucked, belly is pulled in tightly. As you come up slowly, aligning one vertebrae on top of the neck. Blood flows from your brain to your heart. Shoulders roll back. Sweep up. Extended mountain. Lift up, look up, and arch. Bring up your head and release. Let's do some windmill breathing now. Inhaling up and exhaling down, softly moving the shoulders. Inhaling up, exhaling down, noticing up and down, and stop and sway. Just gently tense and release. It's a great way to start every day. Coming back to center. Sweep your arms up. Fold your hands, palms up toward the ceiling. Bring the chin back and lift up. Lift up out of the armpits. Lift up the toes. Soften right here. Release the hands. Make a steeple. Touch your thumbs. And gently look up at the inside of your hands. Arch your back. Bring up your head. Bring the hands down into prayer pose to the center of your chest. Apply gentle pressure right here in the center of your chest with the sides of your thumbs. Bow your head. These two, this pressure point and the chin tuck or bowing your head, help to alleviate dizziness, which is the second most common reason people go to the doctor. Because when we get dizzy, it's scary. This is one thing you can do if your dizziness is occasional and not that bad, that you can do to alleviate. This is called prayer pose. So it's not only physically stabilizing. This is how we teach children to pray. It's spiritually stabilizing as well. Let's take a moment. Take a moment and set your intention for your practice and the rest of your day. Or just think about something you want. Peace on earth, for example. More love, more joy. Think about what you want. Bring up your head. Bring the hands up. Release the arms. Hands on your waist. Bend the knees a little bit and twist to one side, looking over that shoulder. Breathe back to center. Twist the other way, looking over that shoulder. Come back to center. Now, as we do this flex, imagine alignment, even as you're flexing out of it, even as you're flexing your spine and your shoulders and your neck. Rotate up to your edge. Soften the posterior shoulder. Hold it here, but find alignment. That is, find space. Open up. Breathe back to center. Twist the other way, looking over that shoulder. Hold it here. Breathe. Soften. Breathe back to center. Twist the other way. Go up to your edge. Notice it, hold it, and breathe into it. Breathe to center. Last time, the other direction. Breathe back to center. And let's sit down. So we're going back into staff pose. Pull that fleshy part back. And we're going to do the same thing we just did standing up seated. So you'll see the difference. When you're standing up, you can go a little bit farther. This way, we're really working the upper body because we can't move our hips, we're sitting on them. So hands on the waist, twist in one direction, go up to your edge. It's a subtle difference, but it's more focused in the spine, neck, and shoulders. As you breathe, breathe back to center. Twist the other way, looking over that shoulder. Breathe back to center. One more complete rotation. Twist. Find your edge. Hold it here, breathing. Release back to center. And last time, the other direction. Coming back to center. Let's bring our arms up to parallel, sitting tall. Small movements through the shoulders, through the elbows, through the fingertips. Stop, palms up, small change, very subtle, lift the air. Lift as if there's little tiny people, druids. They're invisible. They're like fireflies before they light. Almost invisible. Stop, palms forward, rotate backwards. So you are assisting all these invisible helping spirits all around us. The universe is abundant with unseen helping hands. And when we slow down and notice, we allow them in. Stop, small circles forward. I have a good friend who, whenever I see her, she says, angels all around you. She says other things too, but she likes to end or begin a conversation. Angels all around you. Stop, goalpost, small movements up and down. Think about your spine. Straighten it, bring the chin back. Let your hands come down into scarecrow. Again, small movements up and down. Sway your elbows gently, and then swing if you want to. It's just a fun thing to do, but the elbows can do it, so why not go the other way? And release, everybody. We're going to do another spinal rotation now. I'm going to turn to the side. Sits bones. Pull back those ischial tuberosities, as a nurse would call them. Shoulders are back. Settle. Bend one knee. I'm bending the right knee. Bring it up. Place the right knee on the outside of the left knee. We're going to do the other side. So if you didn't start with this leg, that's okay, because we're going to do the other side. Put the right arm to the inside of the right leg and bring the left arm back behind you. So this is the pose. Straighten your spine. Now, as we are in this pose, we begin to turn our head, looking over the posterior shoulder. And breathe into that and arch your back a little and lift your chin a little. And then point the extended foot. And now you're in full tension. There's other things that you can choose to engage, such as your belly muscle. There's other things you can choose to release, such as your facial features. So we make a conscious effort to use what we need to hold the pose and to intensify it, but not to overdo. Always going up to our edge. Stay in place, but soften. Soften your body. Breathe and just hold the pose and notice. And now return to the energy of the pose. Looking over the posterior shoulder, arching your back, pointing the foot, sitting up tall. It's a small difference, but you can feel it. We're holding this, and if you were in a yin class, we would hold this longer. These are poses that are static. We are in a pose, we're moving from within, but we are actually not going anywhere. We're holding a static pose, or in yoga, it's called yin. Still motion. Soften, slowly unwind from this pose. Check your seat coming to center and gently fold in half. Hands toward the feet, head toward the knees. Let the top of your body rest on your legs. So soft. Slowly roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up, shoulders roll back. Bring your hands behind you. Fold your hands and engage the shoulder blades just a little more. Sit tall. Release. Roll the shoulders. And let's do the other side. I'm going to turn the other way. And this time I'm bending my left knee, bringing it up, placing the left foot on the outside of the right knee, left arm to the inside of the left leg, and the other arm comes behind you. So you're in the pose now. Begin to work it by pointing the foot, arching your back, looking behind you, maybe lifting your chin, pulling in the belly. Find something to engage that you would like more strength and endurance within. So do what's right for you at all times. It's a great metaphor for living. Do the right thing. Soften. Stay in the pose. So again, this is a static pose. It's moving from within. Right now, just listen to your body. Does it want to go back in the exact same position, or should you move a little and make an adjustment? Begin to return to the flex. Looking over the right shoulder or whichever shoulder's behind you, arching your back, pointing the foot, and noticing. Breathe in to the hold, continuing to bring healing oxygen into your entire body, flexing and holding. Smile. Soften again. Release back to center. Unwind slowly. Check your sits bones. You're on your seat. Roll back your shoulders and gently fold in half. So the top of your body rests on your legs as you soften in to the release. Slowly roll up. Roll back the shoulders. Bring your hands behind you. Hold your hands, arch your back. Feel the length in behind you and the strength in your spine. Look up if you like. Release that. Release the arms. Bend the knees. We're going into the bridge pose now. So if you know it, go ahead. I'm going to roll down nice and slow. Roll back your shoulders, everybody. The weight of the bridge will be on your shoulders and your feet. Arms are by your sides for stability. When you're ready, begin to rock your pelvis forward and back, releasing and relaxing your pelvic area before we use it to pull ourselves up. So the shoulders are on the mat, and that is where the weight will be, along with your feet. So check those shoulders again, and when you're ready, pelvic tilt, roll it up, vertebrae by vertebrae, so that your body becomes a straight line between the knees and the shoulders, about a 45-degree angle from the mat. Knees are not touching. Arms are on the mat. Find your edge, and a good way to do that is by arching your back and squeezing your hips, but then beginning to release all around it. So you're releasing what you do not need. You're releasing what you do not need, but you're keeping enough to stay in the pose. I think that's a wonderful metaphor for living better. Release what you don't need. Use what you do need. Share what you're good at. Very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, begin to unroll. Coming down to the mat, and then rocking the pelvis forward and back to release the spine. You can also engage your belly at this point if you'd like to. You can draw it in as the small of your back touches the mat, and you can release as you go away. But notice, it's relaxing, it's a rocking motion, it's a release. Coming back to center now. Check your shoulders, tilt your pelvis, and roll yourself up into one more bridge. Rolling up onto the shoulders. Arch. Squeeze the hips. Settle in, releasing. But keeping your body, keeping your torso in line between your knees and your shoulders. So if you start to sag, if you begin to sag, then arch. Keep yourself in alignment. Breathe in, breathe out, and notice. Roll it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Touch the floor or the mat and rock your back. Soften here, bring up the knees, one hand behind each knee. Roll on your back. Stimulating blood flow around your spine. Giving yourself a belly massage as well as a back massage. It's delicious. Roll onto one side now. Use your elbow and the other hand to bring yourself up safely to a seated position. Press yourself up. We're going to come up to the table now and press up to downward facing dog. So your hands and your feet are at the edges of the width of your mat. Toes are curled up. Press up. Find your downward dog. This is our second downward dog of the day. Head is hanging between the arms. Shake your head gently, yes. Imagine hands pressing your hips back. Imagine more length in your spine. Walk your feet toward your hands. Walk your hands in. Forward bend. Hang out here for just a moment. And roll up. One beautiful bone at a time. Tucking the chin, pulling in the belly, keeps us safer and more stable. Head comes up, shoulders roll back. Sweep up your arms. Lift up. Lengthen. Soften and release. Bring your hands behind you and go into flat back or humble warrior. As you go into flat back, bring your arms up overhead. So feel yourself in an L shape with your arms up overhead as far as they are comfortable. Release the arm. Forward bend. Let yourself unwind. Hang out. Tuck the chin. Roll up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Breathing up. Head comes up. Shoulders roll back. Sweep up your arms. Breathe up. Lift up. Look up. And arch. Bring up your head. Release your arms. And sway again to release a little bit more. In the mountain. Feeling good. Everything we're doing is non-invasive, natural, beneficial in all the best ways. Coming back to center, check your mountain, legs straight down from the hips, sweep up your arms, lift up, and then begin to sway slowly from side to side, keeping your body in the frontal plane. So you're not flexing here, you're swaying. Well, you are flexing the oblique muscle, but we're not twisting our bodies. We're just tilting from side to side. The frontal plane means standing tall like a mountain. We're always in the frontal plane when we're in mountain. The next time you come up to center, soften here and lift up, and then soften again and lean in one direction into a crescent moon shape. So the hand you're leaning into goes down the side of that leg, and the other arm is up overhead or wherever the shoulder feels okay. So maybe your shoulder wants to be across your body, or maybe your hand wants to be on your waist, or maybe your arm wants to be behind you. Wherever it feels best. What we're doing now is stretching out the sides. So we're in this direction now. Come up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Lift up at center. Always acknowledging center helps every cell in our body to remember the value of balance. Let's lean the other way. And treating both sides as equally as possible. Just popped into my mind, that would be a great thing for Congress to do. Treat each side of the aisle as well as possible. Enough politics. We're focused on what we can do to make ourselves better, so that then we can share that goodness that we find with other people. Come back up. Lift up at center, soften, and lean the other way. Finding the best place for your shoulder, going up to your edge, leaning in, crescent moon. Come back up nice and slow. Lift up, soften, lean the other way. Last time in this direction. Feeling good. Come back up nice and slow. Bring it up. Lift up at center. Soften and release the arms. Let's step out now into the 5-point star. So your feet are wide enough so you feel stable. Bring the arms out to parallel and settle in. Soften the knees. Extend the arms. Tense up everything below the neck. The top of your head is the top of the star. Bring back the arms. Feel a small engagement in the scapula. Soften here. Release the arms. Put your hands together. We're going to fold into tripod. So your hands together are one leg of the tripod. Bend your knees, hands in front of you on the mat, head between the arms. Walk both hands over to the right foot. Left hand on the mat. Right arm up in the air, look up. Look down. Right arm down. Walk back to center. Both hands to the left foot. Right hand on the mat. Left arm up in the air, look up. Look down. Left arm down. Walk back to center. Hands to the right foot. Left hand on the mat. Right arm up in the air, look up. Look down. Right arm down. Walk back to center. Hands to the left. Right hand on the mat. Left arm up in the air, look up. Look down. Left arm down. Hands back to center. One more rotation. To the right. Left hand on the mat. Right arm up in the air, look up. Look down. Right arm down. Walk back to center. Hands to the left. Last time. Right hand by the left foot. Left arm up in the air as you look up. Look down. Left arm down. Walk back to center. Slowly roll up. Vertebrae by vertebrae, coming up. Rolling up. Chin is tucked. Feel the blood flowing to your heart. We've been down there for a while. Sweep up. Lift up. Put your hands together. Arch your back and look up. Bring up your head. Release the arms. Step together and relax a little. Nice and slow. Letting go. Let's step out again. 5-point star. Stepping out from the mountain. We're going to go into a warrior sequence. A lot of you know this. Sometimes it changes, and that's okay because we're not only about physical supplements, we're also about mental and spiritual flexibility. So turn one foot and point that foot out, sink the other heel, bring your hands out and twist your body toward the pointed foot. Knees are straight. Bring the forward arm up and the left arm down, or the other arm, the back arm down the back of the other leg. So I have the right arm up in the air and the left arm back. But if you did the other way, we're going to do both sides, so no worry. Legs are straight, look up. Bring up your head. Bring your hands and arms back to parallel. Sink the forward knee. Bend it a little bit. Sink the arm into side angle pose and bring the other arm up overhead. Hold it here. Come back up nice and slow. Hold it here. Proud warrior, straighten your spine. Bring both arms together in the front. Strong fist. Pull back like you're shooting a bow and arrow. Nice and slow. And release. Tense and release right here. Again, both arms together in the front. Strong fist. And pull. Bring it back. Slower is better. Let it go. Hold it here. Again, both arms together in the front. Strong fist and pull. Bring it back. Slow and let it go. Hold it here. Straighten your spine. Both arms together in the front. Palms facing each other. Lift your arms up overhead. Arch your back and look up. Bring up your head. Lower the arms. Come back to center. And release. Step together. Soften. Just relax. You can march in place. You can sway from side to side. You can wiggle your wrists. Just come to center. Take a breath because we're going to do the other side. We always do both sides when we practice because we're not symmetrical and sometimes one side needs a little bit less or a little bit more than the other side. And only you know that. So you need to go to your own edge, your own personal limit, wherever it is right now. Let's step out again. 5-point star. Find it, soften the knees. You know we're gonna move out of this. Release, turn your other foot, point that foot, twist your body that way, sink the back heel, legs are straight, lift the forward arm up, posterior hand goes down the back of that leg, stability, look up, bring up your head, bring the arms back to parallel, swivel your hips toward the forward arm, sink the forward knee, bring that arm to side angle on top of that leg, and the other arm goes up overhead or wherever your shoulder feels better. And breathe, hold it here. Come back up. Find your center. Arms are parallel, imagine that. Arms together in the front, strong fist, and pull. Bring it back. Shoot the bow, nice and slow. When you get about your mouth, just like an archer would, release. Hold it here. Again, both arms together in the front. Strong fist. And pull. Bring it back. Slow. Slow. Let it go. Hold it. Sit tall. Notice. Again, both arms together in the front. Strong fist. Shoot the bow. Bring it back. Slower is better. When you get about to your mouth, release. Hold it. Both arms together in the front, palms facing each other. Lift your arms up overhead. Arch your back and look up. Bring up your head. Lower the arms. Come back to center. Release and step together and soften. And let's come down to the mat. And let's stretch out into the plank. So curl under your toes. Arms are straight. Your body is straight. You are in the plank pose. Release now to the mat. Come down to your forearms. Or the Sphinx. So now you're in the Sphinx pose. So your forearms are on the mat. You're looking straight ahead, making space between the ears and the shoulders. And with your knees on the floor, it's optional to lift up your feet. Release the legs. Rest your head on your hands, looking first in one direction. Relax and melt on the mat. Bring your head up and turn your head in the opposite direction. Bring your head up. Bring your hands back next to your chest. Lift up your arms and lift up your legs. Look at your mat. Release to the mat. Once again, rest your head on your hands. First in one direction. Turn to the other direction and rest in that, on that side. So we're doing a little neck range of motion. Hopefully extending it maybe a little bit, but for sure maintaining. Bring your head up again. Bring your hands back next to your chest. Lift up your arms. Elbows are bent. Lift up your legs. Look at your mat. Hold it here. Release. Press up to your hands and knees. And sit down. Extend your legs out in front of you. Find your seat. Pull that fleshy part back. Roll your shoulders. And then let's carefully lie down on our backs. Point the feet. Bring both arms up overhead behind you on the floor. Press through the fingers and the toes. Bring your arms in. Have your arms next to your sides. Roll back your shoulders. Bend the knees. Bring the knees up close. One hand behind each knee as you roll on your back. Stimulating blood flow around the spine and relaxing your back. Bring the knees in close. Extend your arms out into airplane. On a breath, lower both legs to the right, all the way to the mat. So your hips and your spine follow. Your left hip comes up off the mat. So find that place where you do not have to hold up the weight of your legs. This may require a prop like a block or a book or a rolled up towel. Turn your head now to the left. Extend the left arm away. Look over the left shoulder and roll that palm so it faces up. Right palm is down. Release, relax. Allow this pose, as you are in it, to work and do what it does, which is to help align your spine. So right now we're in the tension. When we come to the release, this is a pose that can articulate anything that might be out of place back in position, back into alignment. It's a very powerful pose. slowly now, one leg at a time. Bring up your leg. When you feel that you're centered on your spine, bring in the arms, placing one hand behind each knee. Begin to roll on your back again, a little bit more vigorously, not out of control, in control, but a little bit heavier, wider, bigger, swing the legs. Stay in control of it. But this is the part in connection with the other one that can bring the spine back. This is where you can feel it. It's a delicious feeling when something comes back where it belongs. Bring the knees in close, arms out into airplane, legs to the left, all the way to the mat. Head to the right, right palm is up, left palm is down. You are in the pose. Begin to soften around it. Let go of what you don't need. Use what is essential to you. Cultivate that. And cultivate knowledge of what you need. And that we do, I think, mentally and physically in practice. It applies to all parts of us, spirit, mind, and body. Smile and let go a little bit more. You are in the pose. Very slowly now, one leg at a time. Come up. Slower is better. When you feel yourself on the spine, bring in the arms, one hand behind each knee, and roll on your back. Nice and slow. Bring in the knees. Arms out into airplane. We're going to do one more rotation. Legs to the right. Head to the left. Left palm is up. Right palm is down. You're looking left. Let go. Let it go. Soften and release. Slowly, one leg at a time, come up. When you feel yourself on your back, bring in the arms, one hand, again, behind each knee to prevent overflexion, and roll on your back. In a circular motion, side to side, feeling good. Bring in the knees, arms out into airplane, last time, legs to the left, all the way to the mat. Head to the right as the right palm rolls up. Left palm is down. Let go. Breathe in to your flexing spine. Slowly come up, one leg at a time. Facing the sky, bring in the arms, one hand behind each knee, roll on your back. This is also a good place to do happy baby as we close our practice. Bring your legs up in the air, grab your feet, roll around like a happy baby that just discovered his or her feet. Bring the feet down, stretch out, arms up overhead, behind you on the floor. Lengthen between the fingers and the toes. Release, bring your arms back and come into rest pose. Roll back your shoulders. Soften here. Take some longer, slower breaths as we begin the icing on the yogic cake, Shavasana. I'm going to invite you to stay in Shavasana or rest pose as long as you like as we begin to close our practice, our recorded practice. But as you stay in a supine position, looking at the sky in your mind's eye, breathe slower and deeper, sending peace, peace, love, love, goodness, goodness into every cell of your spirit, of your mind, of your body. Breathe and rest. There is a word we use as we close yoga. It's traditional. It comes out of the most traditional form. It's an elite Sanskrit word, and it's namaste, which literally means I see the divine spirit in you, and I recognize it in myself. You see it in yourself and in me and in everyone else you meet. We look for that sweet Holy Spirit in every person, giving them the benefit of the doubt and lifting them up with our own peaceful energy. So everyone, as we close, encourage one another and lift each other up, just as you are already doing. Bring your hands into prayer pose and join me as we say together, Namaste. Make it a healthy day, everyone, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me in this session of gentle, restorative yoga. This is Kathy Zerler with Deborah Basham saying, have a healthy day. Namaste.